be the counter that is now coming in. But speaking of the Gulf countries there, the Saudi foreign minister has also launched a strong attack on Iran, accusing it of pursuing a policy of blackmail to achieve political goals. He says that Iran's hostile behavior makes it an unreliable partner and warning that Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states will not accept any form of coercion. Now, in a clear message of deterrence, the Saudi minister has added that any escalation by Iran will be met with an equal response, signaling rising tensions across the region. That means a wider regional conflict that is now set to escalate.
Cover their strategic intention. They are trying to exercise a policy of blackmail to their political ends. They need to understand that neither the kingdom nor the GCC countries would respond to a blackmail, and escalation would be met with escalation. Now the action is political and of course is going to be strong. This meeting reflects and is part of such action. In the Security Council, there is a resolution, and Iran is required to abide and comply with such internationally binding resolution. If they fail to do so, we would demand from Iran to comply with such a resolution.
Well, Srinjoy, two big refineries in Saudi have also been hit. But in what way that the Gulf nations can actually do when it comes to their retaliation is concerned, what they can do?
Well, first of all, they have to get air defense facilities, strengthen their air defense facilities. They have, of course, they have anti-missile systems, but they will need more missiles and they will need more batteries to protect a lot more places, because no one really knew that there were going to be concentrated attacks on Gulf states. President Trump himself said he was surprised by these attacks. Now that they have been attacked, the Saudis will have to be more prepared, have more air defense facilities, more military facilities in the long run. Immediately, of course, they have bases. Many of these countries have allowed America to have bases there. Qatar, definitely, Kuwait, Bahrain, and so on. Now, they had expected that the Americans also would come to their aid in these circumstances. But even President Trump never imagined that the attacks on the Gulf states would be so intense.
Absolutely, because, the Saudi minister saying that whatever little trust was there before with Iran seems to have been now completely shattered. And also saying that Iran must rather review when it comes to its misjudgments are also concerned, because warning that such attacks will not bring any gains. But as I said, Srinjoy, in retaliation, because you spoke of defense, but as far as retaliation is concerned, what can the Gulf states do? Because he's been claiming that Iran had been prepared in advance for these attacks.
We don't know what actually led to these attacks. Who is responsible for this? It is possible that the more hardline revolutionary guards may be responsible for it. Regardless of that, these attacks have happened. These were unexpected. And as a result, the Saudis and all the other countries, the Gulf countries, will have to get together and find a way of fighting off these attacks, because there has to be deterrence. And without deterrence, there is a feeling that these attacks could well continue in the future.
Because that seems to be the very concern that has now been raised. And even when it comes to the oil and energy infrastructure that has now been hit, repeated strikes that are now being carried out, even when it comes to the areas and the countries which house US embassies and military bases, because Iran has been warning that it will destroy the energy industry if it is attacked again. And Iran's Revolutionary Guard had warned that who attacked the facilities linked to the South Par's natural gas field, where the retaliation, even more harsher retaliation, will follow. Now, speaking on that, what happened in Iran, there has been a statement that is now